Vale la pena, pasa la buena, cuti morena, dale candela, ponte el vestido, date una vuelta, el espejo no miente.
Think about where it started to where it's at now. Like, you know, what do you think are some of the
It's crazy because like it's just so much stuff. It's sometimes it's hard to think, like so many things that happen, but at the same time I could sometimes it feels like a blur. Like you could just go back and remember that exact day.
Yeah.
Some of the hardest moments, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I believe in perseverance. I've always believed you could do anything. Not to be cliche, but I believe the human mind, the power of prayer, and putting in work, you can really achieve everything. So even in the hardest moments, I've always been an optimist, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's crazy to see where we came. You know, he's a super talented dude. To see the improvements we both made. Really, what I think I'm most proud of is the all the adversity that we overcame. And there could be many times that we people could give up and quit. That was never nothing that crossed our mind. We kept going despite buku naysayers that say this and that. People, so just being strong mentally and developing.
So when you're in the studio, is there anything you need to have or anything you do while you're in there to like keep yourself in the zone? Or
That's why you laughing, because everybody that knows me since I've been a little kid, like it's crazy. Like I have a pencil or a comb or something that I can like twirl around. I've been having this thing since I was little, but it really stems. I'm gonna tell you really where that stems from. So like when I was a kid in Honduras, as I'm telling you, I didn't really have no toys. I didn't have none of these things. So I would just grab little sticks or little objects and I'd play with them. And my imagination would run wild. That's what I could. I basically felt like I could do anything.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. So I would always have a pencil. I'd move it, and that's like when how I'm in the studio. I'm moving around, talking to myself. I have my ways. I'm getting into the real creative zone.
Yeah.
And most people probably look at that dude's crazy, but
but I mean,
I think that it's I feel bad y'all can't witness what I'm going through when I do this shit. I'm in such a zone, and so a pet peeve of mine is having a pencil or something just in my hand that I'll be twirling around, going to my little corner and just zone out.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes, I kind of knew that I was going to ask you that, but
water. I like water.
But I have asked other people that too, like, what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to ask you. Okay, so a couple months ago, right? Or has it been a month or more than a month that you signed with Young Money?
Yeah, it's been more than a month, I would say.
It's been like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about that. Like, what's it like being signed to a label after grinding hard for almost a decade or over a decade, right? It's been pretty much about 10 years.
Man, I mean, I guess another day we go in depth to so many things that went through on this journey, it's just crazy sometimes, but I mean, it's surreal, first and foremost, it's a blessing, I want to thank God, the higher power, it's a blessing. It validates, the saying that if you work hard, nothing good comes easy.
Yeah.
And I don't even look at, like, to me, it's so much bigger than signing to a label. Like, this is signing to, like, my childhood idol, too. Like Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what Lil Wayne means to the city, especially if you're from around the era, that I came up with. He's much bigger than music. He is New Orleans culture. He is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. If you look at longevity, hits, influence, there ain't nobody like Lil Wayne. So being able to sign to Young Money, it means everything. It's things that was manifested. Good and well, I had songs in 2015, 2014 where I'm saying these, I'm rapping about, us with no money behind me. Everything that I got is from grinding. As a youngin', I was bumping the car to praying that Young Money. I was saying, so this is shit I've been saying for it to actually, come true is a blessing,
How did you end up signing to them?
Man. Ultimately it comes down to a phone call that I'm gonna get into, but before I just go into that, I just wanna sum it up and say it all comes about from all the work you put into. So I could definitely tell all artists that's doing things, sometimes you feel like you're doing a whole bunch of shit to no avail and things ain't working out. The universe is constantly conspiring in your favor, you feel me? You just gotta work and grind, all the things that you might look at as a negative. In hindsight, you look at it as it happened for a reason. So it's just about staying mentally strong, keep working, and all the things that you're doing, you will be surprised what thing in the future is going. Like, it all lines up. It's a puzzle. You just gotta be willing to play the game and grind. I feel like the universe is watching, God seeing who's gonna put that work in. But So a whole bunch of things, but what ultimately led to it was, I'm doing my music and I got a phone call from Petey. You know, everybody know Petey, Young Money Petey.
Yeah.
You know, that's Moolah.
Shout out to Petey.
Shout out Petey. Got to. You know, that's the
Okay, right.
much respect to Petey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude got an ear for talent. Like he's found a lot of other artists. You know, I'm not the first person that he's brought. You know what I'm saying? Petey. But that's really what it is. I talked to Petey, somebody I met years back from just like I said, it's somebody I met years back from just being in different positions. Like nobody enforced me to go here, go there. I was in the East, from anywhere from the Plash to every studio there was. I was trying to work and just meeting different people and networking. You know, you never know who's listening, who's paying attention, and who might come in the future. You know, when there's a possible place. So that's how that was. I talked to Petey. Petey called me up, ran into me. What you been doing? I told him I was working. Sent him some of the new songs, and he kind of spoke to me about the a situation with Young Money, about them trying to add talent to the roster and bringing new artists. This vision that Lil Wayne had, and you know what I'm saying, him saying he thinks it'd be a good idea for me to meet Mac. You feel me? Because everything got to still have to meet Mac. But he put the idea in my head, and man, it was crazy because I was going through so much shit in that time. So much shit was happening, like a downward spiral of things. You know, I was still recording music. One thing I always constantly did, you know, I always knew that I wanted to do music. Despite what was going on, different obstacles, I always made sure I stayed in touch with that side. I was always recording, I was always creating, you know what I'm saying? Even sometimes when I might not have bread to go fully with the promo, you know, I might not have an idea how to do this, but what I did say is, man, this ain't gonna stop me from creating good music. You know, everything you're going through is a story. You feel like, so I'm constantly telling this. There was never no caps in my music. Music is it's way bigger than clout and fame for that to me. It's personal, you know, it's real to me. So like, I was always constantly developing, and that paid dividends of me having those songs on deck, of me being ready, you know?
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
You're just working out in the gym for like 10 years. And then
Exactly,
like,
but you gotta work out without knowing no team's gonna call you. You just gotta know that's gonna happen.
Knowing it's gonna happen.
So like, it wasn't like I had, really, I had already, I was working, doing a lot of things. You know, me and Abby had done a lot of stuff. You know, Abby had these situations.
Yeah.
And with me, I always felt like I was talented. People gave me good response, like you said. I was just so grateful and blessed, like back in the day, without having no following really on social media, just people knowing the music. You know, I would have 300-400 people show up to my shows. You know, House of Blues, I was packing it out, and it meant so much. So I always let me know, man, I'm doing something good. You know, I've just always been pretty terrible at the social media side of it. You know, I'm not really too technologically advanced.
That's what I was going to say too.
So
like you're one thing I've always noticed about Allan is he is technology deficient. Like it's hard for him
bro.
to
I'm just getting on the shit now. I'm starting to get a little accustomed, but it took me a while to really get with it. I was more of a person, you know, I come from a battle rap era of doing music, rapping live for people. You know, I've always been more of a in-person type of dude when you meet me. So sometimes I feel like my gram still don't always tell the story. But so I try to do that. I try to do that with my music, you know. So damn, I forgot who was that. What you talking about?
No, but the other day you said something. You were like, I know I'm pretty bad at using social media to show like how my life is looking, but
I feel like that sometimes. But I'm definitely trying to turn up though. Shit's getting better. I got a lot of things are coming. Yeah, a lot of content.
Like how you living right now? Because you signed to Young Money. Like, is it really like a dream come true, or like is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, has it been a good experience so far?
It's been the greatest. It's been, you know, one of the greatest experiences of my whole entire life right now. You know, just being able to be signed to that label. Everybody knows what Young Money represents. You know, not only is Lil Wayne the greatest of all time. You know, we know what all the roster they have, what Drake and Nicki mean to this generation, not to this generation, to music, period, you know. These are all GOATs I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, when I was going back, I was just going different places, finding ways, you know. I ain't just stay put. You know, I even went to Honduras, went back to, you know, my second home. I did media tours out there. I was grinding out there trying to do stuff like, man, so I'm gonna go, you know, I do Spanish music as well, you know, it's probably, I went out there, came back to New Orleans. I'm like, all right, boom, went to Miami. I'm doing all these things. I'm in Miami networking. I moved up there. This is prior to the Young Money. And I get back and Peter gave me the phone call. And from there, he set up meeting up with Mac Main. And, you know, that's really how that started the process of going forward, you know, with the Young Money thing. A couple meetings with Mac, you know, played him my music, showed him my music, my vision, you know, explained to him what I feel makes me different and what I have to bring to the game, you know. And
what do you feel that is?
I feel, one, my upbringing, being able to be around all these cultures, I feel gives me a unique style of music. Like, the whole thing I'm pushing is the Spanish and English music, and I feel like I incorporate both of those cultures in the music in a way that...
You can speak both languages fluently.
Yeah, I
right?
speak both languages fluently, rap, sing, and just as a fan of music, I'm a fan of listening to it. I've never really heard it, if somebody really integrate both them cultures in that way, the majority of the times, I feel like they're either too Hispanic to really relate fully to the American crowd, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. They're too American, the Hispanics that they've had, to really fully relate. That's one of the things I give to my, just, even though it's hectic, buku shit I went through with my family, my mom, my father, but I was always on this side, that side. I got to be around different things, being in, New Orleans, which is a culture that's rich in music, being around buku talented people in New Orleans, Honduras, and Mississippi. So I got to see all those things. I think that makes my music different. So I think just being able to incorporate all those cultures and doing it in a way that's wavy, doing it in a way that's different, the R&B, the real hip hop element, the real urban element of my music, even though it's in Spanish. You feel me? I feel like I was bringing something different,
I know they like to keep all of their music and stuff top secret and under wraps, so I'm not asking about anything that we can't speak on, but do you have any upcoming projects or anything that you can speak on or that you'd like to draw attention to?
Yeah, man, so...
Because you literally have probably 1,000 or probably 5,000 or 6,000 songs recorded.
Yeah, you know that.
The amount of songs you and Abby have just sat there and recorded.
Yeah, I got so much music, man, and